Hello everybody, it is Sunday, October the 29th. Yesterday I got my copy, once upon a while. I got it in the mail yesterday about 11 o'clock. I finished reading my first time through sometime last night around midnight. So I'm going to do a quick book review on it for you. I'm not going to talk about the stories in it. I did read them. I'm not going to talk about them today. I'm going to wait until after, they have the official book release November 2nd. So I'm not going to ruin any of Farr's stories or what he wants to tell. But I'm going to just do a quick overview of the book itself, kind of the physics of it, the physical aspect of it. I believe it was right at $25. It cost me $11 for the shipping and handling. As you can see, here's a close-up of the cover. A third memoir by Forrest Fenn. He's fishing and catching a star. Remember he talks about his dreams? I wonder if that's what he's doing. He's talking about his dreams. Forward by Douglas Preston. So, they've got it right on the front cover. They really are calling out that forward. There's the binding. Back cover. A couple of little water spots. This is in the picture. This is not the book. That's in the actual picture. When you open up the front cover, it's almost like a dust jacket, right? But it's not. Back cover is the same way. There's a picture of Forrest and Douglas Preston. Look, Douglas has on his little bolo tie there. It's a skull. Forrest Fenn's bones. I wonder if that's what he's talking about. So, couple of things I noticed right off the bat is this one's not printed by the One Horse Cattle or One Horse and Cattle Company. I believe it was called Forrest. His book publishing company that he co-owned. This is, you see the front cover, Fat Page. So, so Forrest did all the drawings in it. I'm going to read the front and side cover for you. This is Forrest's 11th book, and each of its 39 chapters reveals a mini episode in the life of a man who never rested. He writes about jumping off the terrifying Leon River Bridge as a young teenager, riding a fast horse through mountain passes with Red Ryder and Little Beaver, and nearly everything in between. Some of his words have calluses on them. Although we really don't know what that means, you'll have to read the book and decide for yourself. Some of his words have calluses on them. Although we really don't know what that means, you'll have to read the book and decide for yourself. Have y'all noticed that when Forrest talks, he repeats a lot of the same stories over and over and over? And I think that's what Douglas, or I don't know if that was Douglas. I think this was the writers of the book, meant by that. A third memoir. Guys, I don't ever remember Too Far to Walk being called a memoir. I might be wrong. If you have heard that, please comment below, let me know so I can go back and look at it. I thought it was always referred to as a scrapbook or the map, but a third memoir. And I also thought this book, when it was coming out, was going to be called a scrapbook. And I can tell you from the inside, it's in the same theme of a scrapbook, of the scrapbook Too Far to Walk. So, I'm going to read the back cover, and then I'm not going to really read any more. This book came off the press when the author was 1 month past 87 years old, and he thinks that's pretty remarkable. I do too, actually. Because I ran out of words, excuse me, this is Forrest's quote, because I ran out of words just as my last story was sent to the page designer. Now I'm going to read all the stories again and laugh at my stick figures. That's right. Forrest drew all the drawings in this book. We want to thank Douglas Preston for writing such an insightful foreword. He spoke from having been down in the trenches with Forrest. We also must thank Jessica Jenkins, who fought bravely with the author about where the commas were supposed to go while correcting his verb tense. Despite suffering a little battle damage, she's our heroine. Jessica Jenkins, who fought bravely with the author about where the commas were supposed to go while correcting his verb tense. Despite suffering a little battle damage, she's our heroine. Lou Bruno and Susan Caldwell. So, guys, if I had to call this anything, I would call it a quick reference guide to Too Far to Walk. In my opinion, a lot of the same, when he talks about the calluses, some of the same stories are told over again. Some of them is kind of the same theme of story, just a different story. It is in the form of a chapter. So this is really the only picture of the chest right in here. This is the forward, the cover, right? And there's Forrest and his wagon that he has on his property there. There's a lot of pictures of. So great pictures in the book. We have the forward, right? The page numbers are in the center, right? All the page numbers throughout the book are in the center on this one, not in the corners. I pointed out in one of the first vlogs I had of the ending, the little squares at the end of every chapter. And you'll see at the this book, Once Upon a While, at the end of every chapter, there's a F. See? I think in Too Far to Walk, it was a maker's mark or a wax stamp. So, I've been unmateable. I didn't find any chapters that didn't have that on it. Here's just a picture of Forrest. He talks about some of his art and things. I'm not going to talk, as I said, I'm not going to go into it until he has a chance to tell it. But some of the pictures you've seen before or will have seen before. In case you're wondering, no Omega on the back of this one. So they dropped that out. I'm not sure if that was to mean anything or not. So, overall, the quality of the book is very high quality for a paper-bound book. I wanted to show you it does have a table of contents. I just wanted to just show you that. Here's the table of contents page. 39 chapters, I think it said. Look, right there is see page 46. They're calling out specifically page 46. So, yeah. I'll show you page 46. 46 is actually a picture we've all seen before. Skippy, his brother Skippy. I'm not going to read it, but Explosion on 3rd Street. That's the name of it. So, anyway, I'm going to read it a couple more times before Sunday. I'm going to watch the live feed that Gypsys Kiss is putting on November the 2nd. I believe it's at 6 o'clock p.m., whatever time is in Santa Fe. I know Arizona doesn't do, I'm not sure about Arizona and daylight savings time, so I'm not sure exactly there, but it's 6 o'clock, whatever time is in Santa Fe. Gypsys Kiss, if you subscribe to their channel and notify yourself, you'll get an email when that happens. So, guys, look. Forrest and Peggy and Skippy. That's Irene. You'll be introduced to her. There's Donnie and June. So, a Forrest Fenn is a young man in his strapping uniform. Rainy night blessings. Rainy night blessings. So, when you read a book, there's a title page for the chapter, The Unfortunate Hiccup. And then every page in that section is labeled at the top, The Unfortunate Hiccup. That's pretty much standard throughout Forrest Fenn's book, right? In a tuck. In a tuck. And it goes through that whole chapter. Rainy night blessings. Rainy night blessings. Rainy day blessings. Rainy day blessings. So, on page 76, Rainy Night Blessings, the title page, Rainy Night Blessings. But is that a... I wonder if they changed the name of the title and then forgot to change the name. So, could be a mistake. This is the first printing. There's oftentimes, errors in the first printing, or it could mean more. If you've watched Calazar's vlog, the one I spoke about that, altered my find, he talks about rain and sprinkling and rain, rainy nights blessings, rainy day blessings. I don't know. I just got the book yesterday. Didn't notice that though. Something else I wanted to call out. In every, at the end of every chapter, you've got Forrest's 2 cents. My 2 cents. And it's a postage stamp, postmark. And I talked about the postmark in previous videos. I've still got more to talk about those postmarks. I haven't looked into them at all here. I just want to say, and then Forrest has he wrote a handwritten little, I'm not going to read them, but every chapter is my 2 cents, and he's got a little annotation of something he read. So they talk about that, when you're reading the forward, I think in the postscript and stuff. So, yeah, great pictures. It's a lot of Forrest collection. So, bright page, man. This one is bright. Wow! Look at that. It is like super orange. So I'm not going to talk anymore about the inside of it, but oh wow, guys, look. This might look, yeah, it's a very good book. If you like Too Far to Walk, you're definitely going to like Once Upon a While. All right. Take care. See you next time. Like, subscribe, comment below. Put it back on. Yeah, put it back on. Spin around.